What up, guys? It's Fernando back with another WWE Smackdown recap and review. And boy, did WWE put out a dud with this one. So let's talk about it. To start the show, we had Randy Orton come out and cutting a promo, basically saying the same thing he did last week. That Cody is the reason for how he's acting. That Cody wanted him to bring the best version, and then this evil version is the best version of Randy. And that, again, he wants his legacy to be titles, championships, and all that. So he's going on and on and on about it. And he gets to who the one person that's calling him and that's speaking to him and who's getting into his head. And he gets to that point, and right as he's maybe kind of about to announce it, Matt Cardona's music hits. And Matt Cardona walks out to the ring, immediately gets in the ring, and hits Randy over the head with the microphone. This just made no sense to me. This whole segment really didn't make any sense to me and didn't really provide anything for us to go off of besides making Randy look more heelish. Next, we got a backstage segment where Nick Aldis tells Trick Williams that he has a WrestleMania match. And then Sami Zayn's in the picture, and he tells Sami Zayn that he doesn't have a Mania match. Sami Zayn starts walking away. He looks a little frustrated. And then the funniest thing is Trick ends up telling him catering's that way, and Sami Zayn gets mad and ends up hitting Trick upside the head. So that would lead into something later on in the show. The first match of the night was Charlexa versus the Bella Twins. Now, I didn't expect much from this match from the beginning. The Bella Twins are the Bella Twins. Everyone knows that they're just, in my opinion, they're just not the best. But anyways, both teams make their entrances, and right as the match is about to begin, the Irresistible Forces come down and make their entrance. They cut a small promo, getting booed pretty heavily, by the way, which everyone boos Nia Jax, but I feel like Lash Legend is really coming into her own. This is a good starting point for Lash Legend. She really irks some. Seems like she was really irking some people, rubbing people the wrong way. I thought it was a pretty funny little segment. So we get into the match. They're pretty much working Alexa for the majority, waiting for the hot tag for Charlotte. Charlotte comes in, does her little move set, that little step over clothesline. That just didn't look good to me. That's never looked good to me. I don't know what it is. It's just the timing of it with the person coming off one side of the ropes and her coming off the other. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. That's just something I just had to get off my chest. But the match continues. Alexa's in the ring. She gets pushed over the ropes. Lash hits her over with hits her upside the head, and she gets rolled up by Brie Bella. Now, match wasn't that good, and then it's just copy and paste of the past several weeks through the SmackDown Tag Division and the Raw Tag Division, Women's Tag Division. And the Irresistible Forces come down, get in the ring, start beating everyone up. But this time we get Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley come to the rescue. They end up all taking out the Irresistible Forces, all three teams, whatever. And they get them out the ring, and then Charlotte pushes Brie Bella because she took advantage of a cheap shot. Now, again, nothing really to go off of here. I mean, besides the fact that all these three teams are fighting, there's not really a real built-in storyline here besides the fact that every team wants a tag team title opportunity. And I think that's what we're gonna get at. We're gonna get at Mania. Nothing of importance, unfortunately. They're kind of just throwing it together to kind of throw it together, which just really sucks when you have Charlotte and Alexa really tied into this, and then the Bellas are, it's copy and paste every single week, and it's just not hitting for me. This whole show was just bad, and it gets worse. It gets way worse. And then we had the Rhea Ripley segment of the show where she comes out, does her normal spiel, calls out Jade Cargill, and her and B-Fab and Michin come out. And these two just have absolutely zero chemistry whatsoever. And it's mostly coming from the side of Jade Cargill. She is just awful. And I think a lot of people can agree with me on this. This is an absolute flop in my opinion. This is bad. So they come to the ring. They're just talking crap about Rhea Ripley, and B-Fab is actually running her mouth pretty good. The other two are just a disaster. Anyways, Rhea Ripley calls out B-Fab. They have a match. The match goes on for like 1 minute before Jade Cargill and Meechin end up interrupting, and then they beat up Rhea Ripley. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I don't know what anyone's supposed to do with this. WWE has got a lot of work to do with Jade Cargill. They got a lot of work to do with this feud, and I honestly think they're just going to take the easy way out and have Rhea beat Jade, and Jade's going to go back to catering. That's what needs to happen because I'm already sick of it. It genuinely just kills my mood when Jade Cargill is on my screen. It is horrible, absolutely horrible. And the fact that she's somehow managing to make Rhea look bad is even worse. That's hard to do. That is hard to do. And she's managing to do it. So scrap the whole Jade Cargill trial and pack it up. Just put the title on Rhea and let's move on with our lives. Sorry, not sorry. And then we get Danhausen and Kid Wilson segment. Nothing special here. Nothing was really said. He pretty much just curses Kid Wilson. But then we get into the match of the night, in my opinion. We had, believe it or not, Kid Wilson versus Jelly Roll. Now, this match, it was a little bit slow-paced, roll a lot of basic moves. Nothing too crazy, but the crowd, they made this match. They were into it the whole time, chanting for Jelly. They wanted Jelly, 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 and they were going back and forth, back and forth. They were booing Kid Wilson slightly, which is what he wants. It was just fantastic. When they were trading shots, they were going, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. It was great. The crowd was really into this match. Was it a technical masterpiece? No. That's not what it needed to be. But anyways, it goes on. And Jelly ends up hitting Kid Wilson with a chokeslam and ends up winning the match. And that's that. I believe this feud is going to continue. I really hope it does. It has been very entertaining, and I think it can still be entertaining till at least WrestleMania. So this was the one bright spot of tonight's show. So we'll leave it at that. And then we had the absolute stunner of the night. We had Carmelo Hayes' weekly open challenge, which I don't have a problem with. So the open challenge is open, and Sami Zayn's music hits. I am trying so hard not to dislike Sami Zayn. I'm really trying to like him. But WWE and Sami Zayn are just making it so hard. They're making it extremely hard. He is just so plain. I was starting to get behind him, getting frustrated, hitting the water bottles, and him being maybe two-faced, maybe a little bit more heelish, and that's what we got. And I got a little bit excited. What happened was the matches, they're going back and forth all match, and again, like the earlier match, Trick Williams gets involved. He goes to hit Carmelo Hayes, or he goes to hit Sammy, ends up hitting Carmelo and with the hard water bottle. Carmelo goes down, gets Haluva kicked, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got a new champ, and my light just went out. We got a new champ. That was a shocker. But then they immediately go backstage and they announce Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania. I'm all for Trick Williams at WrestleMania, but you just want to just throw the title on Sammy and then completely disregard everything Trick Williams just did? That was an absolute nightmare. So it just completely derailed everything that Carmelo Hayes just built up. And now there is one way that WWE can save this, and that's by making it a triple threat. But by the looks of it, I really just don't see them doing that. I just don't know why. But they have to. This was an absolute atrocity. Right as I thought the show was going to get better, they did that. They take the title off Carmelo, put it on Sammy, which I don't think people were too happy about in the arena. They weren't too happy about, and online, I don't think people were too happy about. and then they immediately make the match with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. I don't know what Sami did to get all these props or to get on the good side of WWE, but this was horrible. And now we had a little Jacob Fatu promo, and this wasn't too bad. I mean, he got the what chance the whole entire time. He was going on about how he's doing this for his kids and yada yada yada. Drew comes out, and this is the best part. This is classic Drew McIntyre. He just comes out, says that Jacob cost him everything, cost him his world championship, cost him everything, and screw Jacob's kids. Now, this was brilliant to me. I really like this. It brought back classic Drew McIntyre just being completely out of pocket, and it ends up getting announced that their Mania match is a unsanctioned match, which I think everyone kind of thought this would be, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be violent. Is it the most entertaining, the most that I think people are most excited about this? Not really, but at least we'll get a good, violent, entertaining match at Mania. So, and then we had second to last match on the card, Tiffany versus Julia. This was a really slow match. People didn't really seem to give a rip about it. They went back and forth a little bit. Tiffany hit a crouton bomb, or I think that's what Jeff Hardy calls it. She landed all her weight on Julia, and that was that. She goes for a prettiest moonsault ever, gets distracted by Kiana James, and then gets rolled up by Julia. This is honestly, I think they're just building for. They're just gonna do what they do with everything else and just fucking throw it together at the last minute and throw that match on the Mania card, which is just upsetting. They might not even throw it on the Mania card, to be honest. But there was that, and then and one more thing about WWE. Why are they throwing Raw recaps in the middle of a SmackDown show when none of it has to do with anything? I'm about to just lose my mind. Like, we had 3 Raw recaps of shit that has nothing to do with SmackDown, just to kill time, just to make up 3 hours long with 100 million commercial breaks, and that's not it. So we get to this last segment, and we have Randy Orton's promo, and he cuts his last match. He goes out there, beats the brakes off of Matt Cardona. Nobody gives a damn. He just targets his arm the whole time, hits him with one RKO, and it's done. That's the match. And that was pointless. I have no idea what this whole thing with Matt Cardona was about. Anyways, so we go with that, and then Cody Rhodes' bus is pulling up to the arena. They film that. He gets out his bus, and boom, commercial break. And what does he do? He takes 10 fucking minutes to come to the ring. Usually they could just walk right in, go through the gorilla, and boom, they're in the arena and they start fighting. This dude takes 20 fucking minutes to get to the ring. Finally, he gets to the ring. He tells Nick Aldis, because there's 100 million security. Oh, we're not fighting. We're just here to talk. And they go and fight for 10 minutes, just going back and forth, breaking away from security. Like, this was just not it. This is just a disaster. I really feel like on Raw too, they start off with a bang with Roman Punk, and then it's starting to fizzle out. I'm just not feeling like I was at the beginning, and then they just do this, just going back and forth. It's just corny. It really was just corny to me. I mean, and the whole time, Randy's getting cheered. No one gives a damn. People just want to see Randy kick somebody's goddamn head off, which me too. But they're going to wait. They're going to wait. Maybe till the episode before WrestleMania or just at WrestleMania, they're going to bring back the punt. And he's just beating the brakes off everyone. Everyone's calling for one more time. This just wasn't it. This whole show was a dud to me. I mean, and peak WrestleMania season, we're less than 3 weeks away, and I don't know how many we're less than 3 weeks away, and this show just wasn't it. I'm worked up. This really disappointed me this week. So we'll see if they can rebound next week. It shouldn't be hard, but yeah, I will see y'all next week. I'm gonna go cool off and relax a little bit, edit this video. So I'll catch y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one.